Hi friends, Erin here with Daily Elevations. Yes, I did take a week off and I have stuff to say about that. I think it's really interesting that in the world that we live in today, we are most valued, most applauded by a couple things. One, what we manage to look like. Especially if you're a woman, you know that you can get a lot of kudos for losing that 5 pounds or for putting that makeup on and dressing yourself up, so that we start to actually identify who we are with what we look like. The other thing that we can get lots of kudos for is what we do. That we're able to accomplish things, that we're capable beings, that we do. The thing is, our soul is neither what we look like or what we do. And when we start to identify with those things, it can create some pain in us. And if you're familiar with that little rebel self or that part of you that wants to self-sabotage, then keep listening, because I think that what happens is that this is not a negative thing. This is a part of us that is trying to restore balance and truth to something that is out of balance or out of truth. So let's break this down a little more. We all, deep down, want to be loved unconditionally. Now, some of us haven't received that unconditional love, and we are adamant that we don't need it, and we're tough, and we've got that exterior, and I get it. I used to live in that world of like, I don't need you, you can't touch me, I got this. But deep down, all of us want to just be loved and to know that we are enough. And that starts with ourselves. How do we know that we are enough ourselves when we keep driving ourselves to do more, to be more, to look better? You know, we create these rules for our lives that if we don't follow the rules, then we think that that love that we've acquired is going to go away. And sometimes it will. Sometimes it will. Sometimes we've landed ourselves in a situation where we need to maintain those rules in order to keep the people around us. But that, my friends, is conditional love. And it's okay to have conditionally loving relationships. Sometimes those are the relationships that push you and help you move in different ways that you wouldn't otherwise with yourself. But we should all have an unconditionally loving relationship with ourselves, where no matter what we need, no matter what we do, no matter how we rise, fall, fail, in between, that we know that we are a safe spot to come back to loving for ourselves. So, these are really important things to understand here, because I'll tell you straight up, I started doing these daily elevations and putting this energy in, and there was a lot. Since we've been put into the coronavirus setting, I was just like, I'm going to come out of this better than I went in. I have time. I'm going to meditate every day. I'm going to do this, that, and the other thing, and I will be better on the flip end. Now, that's a very powerful, positive intention that did not let me spiral or go into fear consistently, but I also ended up stacking a whole bunch of personal and professional daily practices and expectations on myself, where all of the things that I started doing out of love and play and joy started becoming this thing that I have to, or I don't get love, or I'm a failure, or whatever. My rebel started kicking in really hard around a lot of stuff. And in the all or nothing kind of mental brain, I knew for me, taking a week off, stopping the pattern, was all I needed to do to reset and to bring myself back to knowing in every inch of my body that everything is a choice. And excuse me, nothing is a should or a have to. And what would it be like for you to live where you knew that everything was a choice and nothing is a should or have to? Think about how many activities, just pay attention today to how many activities you're doing because you're actively choosing versus feeling the pressure of I should, I have to, I need to, and have all of these beliefs that if you don't do these things, you're going to be a failure. Nobody's going to love you. Success is going to go away. I think that you will find, as I have found many times before, that when we can actually take that space back for ourselves to say, no, I need this time for me. Let me fill my own bucket. Let me feel love for myself and not that dictator within myself. Dictators do not offer us love. They get us moving, but they don't offer us love. And a lot of us have strong dictators in ourselves. Oftentimes for men, it's more based on that doing thing. But for women, our dictators live in the your body's got to look a certain way or you are nothing. And that's really painful places to live. So I want you to get to know your dictator a little bit. Get to know your rebel a little bit. And notice how they can interact in order to let you find that part that's underneath both of those. That is resting in compassion and unconditional love for who you are, for all your dreams, desires, and what you want to be. And that has the space to maybe take you to places that you couldn't imagine going to in these little small states of mind, the dictator or the rebel. So I hope that this is helpful for you to hear that it is okay to take time for yourself and to bring yourself back to balance. It is okay to hold yourself to zero expectations and to move forward in everything from a place of consciousness and choice. Now, I'll tell you, if you've been running the dictator for a long time, that's going to be a giant leap. Probably not the first leap. If you've been running with the rebel, that's probably not going to be an easy leap either to get to. But living in this place where we are taking care of our hearts, our souls, ourselves first with unconditional love, compassion, understanding of all the stressors that we're under, and making negotiations and adjustments so that that part of us is taken care of. More than getting those to-dos checked out here, more than getting those, success things checked out here, because we aren't actually living out here. This is just a reflection. Everything that we see out here is just a reflection. It's in here that is usually feeling abandoned, hurt, misunderstood, and this is the part that sometimes we need to go into, reconnect with, and renegotiate that outside world so that we're really taking care of our inside self. This is not a step that you've learned anywhere, probably from your parents, from your schools, from your jobs. Those are all things that are going to put the expectations on you that you often internalize and then hold yourself to. But there's still a bit of softness and a place to make exceptions that most of us haven't learned in terms of self-love. And I will tell you that consistently in my life, when I've practiced knowing when to set a boundary for myself and bring myself back, then I have been able to be more productive, more creative, more energized and engaged with whatever's going on. So that in the end, I end up with more success, which is what I want you to end up with too. More success from that place of deeply caring about yourself. So I hope that's helpful. I hope you start considering what are those shoulds, have tos, needs to do, and really start questioning how many of them are just running on programs. What do they actually mean to you if you get them done? And is there any wiggle room for you to make other choices that would serve your heart and soul a little better? Even if you come back, even if this is the thing that you absolutely love, has it gotten into a need, should, have to, that is causing you more pain and disconnection than that connection and love? So Happy thinking, and I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow.